that will play out now in this very next issue that we're looking at, because more discordant tunes are emanating from Edo State Government House over the feud between the governor and his deputy. The State Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu, has alleged attempts by fifth columnists to widen the discord between him and Governor Godwin Obaseki to further their own nests. Reacting to a statement by Governor Obaseki where he alleged desperation and coup to oust him, Shaibu reiterated his unwavering loyalty to Governor Obaseki and the principles of the People's Democratic Party to which they both belong. Adekunle Yusuf, let me start with you. Based on what you said it's very difficult for you to see a governor handing over to his deputy or to wanting the deputy to succeed him. Why is it always so?
None of them has ever told us. I've never been a governor, so it's very difficult.
No, you probably could have been a class captain, and then you find difficult for the class captain to be captain in the next class.
That's the people's expectation in most cases, especially when they've done well together as a team. But when the time comes, the big boss usually doesn't think that way. It happens everywhere, even here in Lagos. It has happened. It has happened virtually everywhere. And now, bringing the matter to Edo State, another reality is trying to play out. The deputy governor surely wants to run, for governorship seat. His boss, probably is not thinking along that direction. And when you understand the politics of Edo State, the permutations also coming, that this senatorial district has done, this one has done, the third one has never done, all those things, the local, politics we normally play. So maybe all those things are in play. And all over the space, you see media, reports about their problem. And at some point, I think the governor had to come out to say, this is a prelude to your defection, and if you want to do, please do. The deputy governor also came out. You had, you got a point that even Adam Soshomali, the former governor of Edo State, now a senator, had to come in. And I love the way, Adam Soshomali framed the whole thing. That he had the real privilege of becoming governor, and in his time, he didn't anoint his deputy. That most of them don't do that he himself didn't do it, and that what he wanted is a Edo State that will be governed in peace, and they should work together. And if anybody was to come to the ruling PC, that it is not a resettlement center for troubled politicians. Can't talk.
The interesting thing is, let me try to shape your thoughts. The deputy governor himself, Shaibu, pledges loyalty to Governor Obaseki. He said that political jobbers are bent on widening the gulf between them. He said the governor is his elder brother. So,
the gulf is already wide. If all you needed to do, if you want to know the extent of the wideness of the gulf, is to read the court papers. He has filed an action against the governor, trying to stop them from impeaching him. He said a whole lot about how they've been stopping him from exercising his functions as deputy governor, how the governor has been using the police to harass him, how the governor does not pick his calls. If someone is treating you in this manner, that means the person does not want to see you.
Doesn't want to see you.
The problem is even worse than gulf widening. It's a chasm between both men. It is clear the way the governor spoke and the way the speaker spoke. you see clearly that they've not ruled out anything. What the speaker was saying was, look, the governor, let me start the governor. The governor said he wasn't aware of any plots to impeach Shaibu. That you are not aware does not mean that a plot
It's not in
does
existence.
not exist. Then the the speaker said what Shaibu has done in the court papers, what he accused the government of Obaseki of doing would even lead to impeachment. So by talking like that, I'm already thinking that, look, this man is looking for justification. And when they start impeachment proceedings against him, they will point out the fact that he embarrassed them by lying against them, that they were plotting and all that. If you can say that the things that he wrote are capable of instigating an impeachment, that means you have it in mind. If you do not have it in mind, you will leave it at your declaration that there is no plan to impeach and let it stop there. But by saying that all of those things that he has said are capable of triggering an impeachment move, Abba, I mean, it means that you have not foreclosed it. And I think that in the coming days, we'll see a lot of things that will show clearly that they are not going to leave Shaibu alone. I also don't think that the fact that Oshomole spoke in that manner by saying that the APC is not a place for internally displaced politicians, I think that that is not enough to foreclose the possibility of Shaibu going to the APC. Whatever APC can do to stop Obaseki bringing his own person. Because APC has been out of power now, effectively, let me say about 6 years. Yeah. They will want to come back to power. So, and Shaibu is an asset, a political asset, especially in Oshomole Central.
So it's not that when he joins the APC, he might likely want to queue, because some are saying that even if he comes to the APC, he will have to join the queue.
The people saying that are not the decision makers.
In the party,
the way our politics is structured, one person can take that decision, and that one person has not spoken. If that one person says, "So I want this person," let him contest. They will not ask questions. That is the president. That's the way it is. Except a president who is not in charge, and you know that politically, this person doesn't look like someone who is not politically in charge. If he can replace 2 individuals who left the end of UC, the way he did, without rancor, without anything, it shows you that he's in charge politically. So he's the one who can take that decision. Some of them in the APC in Edo State saying he's not welcome, he will queue. I'm just laughing at
the
them.
fullness of time.
When that time comes, if they feel that he has asset, it's an asset politically, that decision will be taken. Obasanjo went to Sokoto. It was Mutari Shagari
that won
the primaries.
Yes.
But Obasanjo knew that Magataka Dawamako was more popular than the carrier of his party. They then brought him and said, "Look,
be the deputy.
Yeah. This is the person who will be candidate of the party."
And it worked.
It worked because he won by a huge landslide. PDP had never won any election
in that place,
in that state, but he won across the board. But those years of Mutari Shagari being deputy governor were, in my view, painful years because they never really liked each other. They never really worked together. You know, he was just there, just marking time.
Interesting. Definitely, Yusuf. Well, Governor Obaseki fell out with his erstwhile political godfather and a couple of others. Did you think it was only a matter of time for both him and his deputy to begin to act like Tom and Jerry?
No, I was even surprised because even there were many times that I had said if I want to be anything in life, I would want a deputy like Philip Shuabi. You know, he was a huge asset to Obaseki's
administration.
Yes, he was an asset. But lately, even before the whole thing came out, we had reports, rumors that the deputy was already fraternizing with certain political groups here and there beyond the PDP family. And remember, the PDP family is also not one. The other aggrieved sections that the deputy was reportedly, meeting with them and all that. He wanted to contest. It's difficult for any deputy to succeed his boss when the boss is not interested. It's always extremely difficult. Except Shaibu will quit that party. You get me? It's extremely difficult. And don't forget the fact that the president now has a huge interest in the politics of that state. Because in the election of, what was it that time? Ashwaju threw everything into it. You understand me?
But
he even did a video.
It was kind of a thing.
He even did a video. But Edo is different from many parts of Nigeria. Their politics is different.
They don't like Godfather.
Them. Anything except this governor, Obaseki, knows how to meander through people that know he's not a candidate. If not, he cannot work. Even if Shomali brings a candidate and they realize he's his candidate, Edo will not bow to anybody. They hate, historically.
Bringing Obaseki.
Where that one is different the way it was packaged. You understand me?
so now the packaging,
the man that was brought from corporate world and everything, and what he has been asked to do, so people didn't see him like he's doing something. So and the thing worked. But if you trace the history of Edo people, anything like slavery, whatever, they will never tolerate it, and it's in their DNA. So if anyone can, do it, I don't know how,
Labour Party is fairly.
Labour Party is already calling for him,
and
is fiercely popular in Edo State because it is the crisis within PDP that gave that party a life. You got Mama?
Right. BK, we need to race on, but before we go, Comrade Shaibu claimed you also read out some of the things that he said. But then one of the things that he said is that the political jobber successfully caused the rift between Governor Obaseki and Adams Oshiomhole, and as well as former River State Governor Nyesom Wike, Dan Obi, and many others. Isn't he insinuating that Governor Obaseki can be pitted easily against others who were hitherto with him?
It's not easy. It has to do with what you want to do. If I love you tremendously as my leader, I'm not simply going to listen to people who say, oh, you are terrible, you are bad, you are this. No. I know that my loyalty to you should be total. Now I'll give it to you. All of these things he's saying is just excuse. Just excuse. The governor has made up his mind not to support his deputy. He even claimed that his deputy never brought the matter of contesting to him, meaning that he thinks that Shaibu does not think that he, Obaseki, can decide whether he becomes governor or not. And as long as Obaseki is thinking like that, he's going to do everything to stop Shaibu. Because he thinks that Shaibu has diminished him, disrespected him, by not consulting him to tell him that he wants to contest. Look, the elections will soon come.
And in all honesty, how many governors can condone this too? Let's be honest.
If indeed
there are some governors, how many governors can condone this as a deputy? How many governors do you know they are deputies? The pocket is the most difficult job to take, deputy.
So I think it was in the 8th year of Wike's governorship I got to know the name of his deputy. fact, I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
It was in the cooler.
It's a woman. The deputy is a woman. It was late last year that I got to know.
Correct.
When I went to interview him, I didn't know. There was no time did I read about it.
We were also looking for the name in the newsroom, just during the period where Wike was, inaugurating projects, flyovers here and there. Who was the deputy? And then we found out it's one woman, and then we said, she's just doing her thing. Who would want to fight Wike in the first place?
That's why I said, how many people can condone what the deputy has done so far? Whatever the merit or demerit of it. You say, deputy governor, deputy to anybody is the most difficult job to take. Honestly, extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult.
Absolutely. All right, then, let's move on to the first issue, main issue for today.